Somewhere in western India, beneath dry, cracked earth and forgotten dust, lies a city. Not just any city, a city with indoor toilets when the rest of the world was still living in mud huts. A city with running water systems that wouldn't be matched for another 2,000 years. A city that built the world's very first dockyard and sent ships to trade with Egypt, Mesopotamia, and Persia. A city so advanced that when archaeologists first uncovered it, they refused to believe what they were seeing. This city was called Lothal, and in 1900 BCE, it completely disappeared. No war, no invasion, no written record of what happened, just silence. Today, we're going back 4,500 years back to a civilization the world forgot. Get comfortable, because what you're about to hear.
To understand why Lothal was chosen, you need to go back, way back, to the year 1957. That year, archaeologists arrived at a quiet site in Gujarat, India. They started digging, and what they found shocked the entire world. Beneath the dry, cracked earth, they uncovered the earliest man-made dockyard in all.
Close your eyes for just a moment.
Imagine waking up in Lothal, 2300 BCE. The air smells like the sea. The morning sun rises slowly over the Gulf of Khambat, and already the docks are alive. Ships are being loaded. Merchants are arguing in a language no modern human can speak, or read, or understand. You live in a house, not a mud hut, not a cave. A house made of kiln-fired bricks. The same concept we still use today. Your house has multiple rooms arranged around a central courtyard designed for ventilation, for airflow, for comfort. And here is where it gets truly haunting. Your house has a private toilet connected to a covered drainage system that runs under the streets, into channels, into the river. At a time when ancient Egypt's greatest minds were focused on building pyramids for their dead kings, the people of Lothal were engineering sanitation systems for their living citizens. They wore cotton, they wore jewelry, carnelian beads, lapis lazuli, gold and copper ornaments crafted with a precision that still amazes historians today. Their children played with toys, terracotta animals, small carts with movable wheels. They ate rice, wheat, barley, lentils, and cotton. They fished from the river. They raised cattle. They had everything they needed. And yet, here is what keeps historians awake at night. No one knows.
And here is the exciting part.
NMHC is still growing. The master plan for this complex is enormous. Imagine a 5D dome auditorium where you don't just watch ancient sea voyages. You feel them, you smell them, you live them in full immersion. A dedicated lighthouse museum standing tall as a beacon of India's forgotten maritime past. A heritage zone recreating the ancient city of Lothal exactly as it looked 4,500 years ago. Every brick, every street, every dockyard wall rebuilt, restored, brought back to life.
coastal state pavilions showcasing the maritime culture of every single Indian coastal state, from Gujarat to Kerala, from Tamil Nadu to West Bengal. One complex telling the complete story of India and the sea. And beyond that, a maritime theme park, an adventure and amusement park, a climate change theme park, and something the world has never seen before. Museotels. Hotels inside a museum complex, where you don't just visit history, you sleep inside it. This is going to be one of India's greatest destinations, a place that will put Lothal on the world map forever. And right now, most people don't even know it exists.
But beyond trade and infrastructure, what was the soul of this city? What did the people of Lothal believe in? What made them laugh, grieve, pray? Here is what the earth has told us. They believed in life after death. Burial sites at Lothal reveal that the dead were placed with pottery, ornaments, and objects of daily use, as if packing for a journey to the other side. They worshipped natural forces. Fire altars have been found in public spaces. Fire was sacred. They may have prayed to the rivers that fed them, to the sun that warmed them, to the ocean that made them wealthy. Their artists were revolutionary. Lothal painters pioneered something entirely new in the ancient world: realistic art. While Egyptian art was stiff and symbolic and rigid, Lothal's artists painted animals in their natural surroundings, in motion, in life, with emotion. They painted stories, folklore. The earliest known narrative art in all of South Asia may have come from here. And then there are the children. Terracotta toys found at Lothal. Animals with movable heads, a tiny cart with wheels, and a terracotta bird that when you blow into it, produces a whistling sound. 4,500 years ago, a child in Lothal held a toy bird and made it sing. That same toy now sits in a museum, silent. The person who made it, the parent who gave it to their child, is nameless, unknown, and gone. But that bird was loved. And somehow, across thousands of years of silence, you can still feel it. Now, let's talk about something that very few history books ever explain properly. How did people in 2300 BCE, with no digital banking, no paper money, not even coins, manage trade across thousands of kilometers of open ocean? How? The answer is both genius and haunting. They used standardized stone weights, perfectly carved cubical stone weights, found not just in Lothal, but across every major Indus Valley city in the exact same proportions, the same ratio, the same system. Think about what that means. Historians believe this was the world's first standardized measurement and economic system. A merchant in Lothal and a merchant in Mohenjo-Daro, over 600 kilometers away, used weights they both trusted. No contract, no bank, no government guarantee, just the weights. And the weights told the truth. But here is where it gets even more extraordinary. How did they prove identity? How did they stamp authority on a deal? With seals. Small, square stone tablets carved with animal figures. A bull, a unicorn-like creature, an elephant. And beside each image, the undeciphered Indus script. These seals were pressed into wet clay to seal packages, like an ancient signature, like a brand stamp, like a promise. And here is the part that will stop you cold. Persian Gulf seals have been discovered right here at Lothal, proving that traders from the Middle East physically sailed here, traded here, and left their mark here. The trade network of Lothal was not local. It was not even regional. It was global, stretching from Egypt to Bahrain to Sumer to the Far East. Think about that. While most of the ancient world was still trading within walking distance, the people of Lothal were running an international import-export operation. They exported gemstones, beads, ivory, shells, and textiles. They imported copper from Rajasthan, precious stones from Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa, and the carnelian beads of Lothal, drilled using techniques so precise, so impossibly precise, that scientists still study them today, have been found in royal tombs in Mesopotamia. Someone in ancient Iraq was buried with jewelry made in Lothal, Gujarat. Let that sink in. Not for a second, not for a minute. Really, let that sink in.